Hi guys, Patrick here, and I've got the One More Q21 with me. The One More Q21 is one more TWS earbud that's trying to find that elusive sweet spot between cheap and very capable. I've had mine for about a week now, so I can tell you what's good on them and what's bad. At the end of this video, I'll help you make a buying decision. Should you or should you not buy the One More Q21? So starting with what's good on the One More Q21, the design and build quality. Out of the box, and these don't look particularly impressive. The carry case is as run of the mill as can get, but once you get past that, you open up and have an actual feel of the buds. It's very easy to tell that a lot of thought went into designing this. I'll describe the design as masculine, quite unlike anything I've tested recently. And that's kind of refreshing because most of the buds on the market now have this way of looking very similar and generic. It's almost as if they make them in the same factory. But this is unlike those. It looks unique, it's different, and it's different in a good way. Build quality is superb. Through the period I've had this, they've not picked up any scratch or blemish. And just by holding them in hand, you can tell that they were built to last. I have no doubt that this will stand the test of time. Sound quality. I've had quite a number of seemingly well-designed TWS earbuds flunk when it comes to the sound department, so it was refreshing to see the Q21 shine through in that regard. The soundstage is balanced, bass is not overshadowing everything else. It's still punchy but very controlled. Trebles are clear and well separated from the soundstage, and mids come out elaborated where you need them to be elaborated. If I were to describe the overall sound profile of the One More, I would say it's treble biased, and in a good way. For some reason, many TWS earbud manufacturers tend to overstate the bars on their buds, so this suppresses everything else. But the Q21 manages to put out just enough bars while delivering very clear trebles that make vocals come out with more pizzazz than you'd imagine. Surround sound is crazy good too. It's up to the level of very good buds like the Q21 Buds M50 or the Q21 Buds Pro. And that's saying a lot because, as you find out later, these are cheaper than those two buds I just mentioned. Active noise cancelling. These are probably the best budget TWS earbuds I've tested recently when it comes to active noise cancellation. It's so good I was pleasantly surprised, and I figure this above par performance when it comes to ANC is not just down to the ANC tech on board, but also down to how these fit in ear. I'll talk about the fit soon. Anyways, in my living room with cable TV on, playing through my mini home theater at about 60% volume, this pretty much nullified all the background noise. When you take it up higher to about 70-80%, some of the background noise does leak in, but that's to be expected. I have no doubt that on a walk in the park or maybe in a noisy room, this will do enough noise cancelling to keep your listening experience great. Fit and comfortability. When I took these out of the carry case the first time I was testing, I wasn't really sure they would sit nice and pretty in ear. Matter of fact, I thought they would be uncomfortable because if you look closely enough, you see that they have a chunkier build compared to the other TWS earbuds I reviewed recently. I was wrong. These fit perfect and snugly in ear, and they're as comfortable as can be. The fit is so good that for a whole 2-hour plus time I had them on the first time I was testing, I didn't have to adjust them or push or rearrange to secure them in place. That's very impressive because with most other TWS earbuds, including buds like the Buds Pro, you still have to do a customary tug every once in a while to keep them in place. So if they are so tight and snug in ear and everything is nice, then surely the buds, because there's always a but, is that they cause some ear fatigue, right? Or wrong, they don't. And that was kind of surprising at first, but when you consider that these weigh just about 4.2 grams, officially making them one of the lightest buds I've tested, it's easy to see why they don't cause any ear fatigue, or even if they do, it's minimal at best. Now moving on to what's bad, the One More app. The One More app has got to be one of the most, if not the most, bare bones app I've tested recently. And being bare bones by itself is not a crime. Matter of fact, if you ask me, I prefer utterly simple to utterly complicated any day, anytime. But that was not its only crime. First of all, there's no direction anywhere to point you to the app you need for these buds. Brands like Q21 usually print a QR code somewhere on the packaging, and if you go up to brands like Soundcore or CMF, you get the prompt directly when you connect your buds to your phone the first time. On this buds, I didn't get any direction. I eventually managed to get the correct app on Play Store, and the next hurdle was getting the app to recognize the device. That took a whole 5 minutes or so, and I had to connect to Bluetooth, reconnect, disconnect for a while before it eventually went through. Once you get past all of that anyway, the app is pretty much the standard TWS cheap app you get from most of the brands. So you get settings for ANC, an equalizer, low latency mode, all of that stuff. No charging cable in the box. For some reason, One More decided not to include a charging cable in the package. I'm not sure if it's just my package, maybe an unlucky omission, but when I opened this, there was no cable. For someone like me who's been going off on how budget TWS earbud manufacturers cheap out by shipping USB-A to C instead of C to C cables, outrightly removing the cable is sacrilege. We should boycott One More. Just kidding. They're probably doing this to cut costs, and I reckon most people buying these already have a charger that fits. So it's not so much of a big deal, but it's still worth mentioning. Bottom line, should you buy the One More Q21? The One More Q21 ticks all the relevant checkboxes. It's a well-made TWS earbud. It sounds good, got crazy good ANC, handles calls and gaming like a champ, and very importantly, it is cheap. Right now you can get this for about $20 on AliExpress, and for that price, this steals the top spot on my recommendations list for crazy cheap but outrightly good TWS earbuds, edging out my former favorite, the Q21 Millibuds Pro. If you have the money, you should get them. It's hard to find anything at this price point that can match the spec sheet or the performance of the One More Q21.